We have now hit one of the greatest milestones that honestly I think a podcast could ever hit. Miss Parker,
Yes.
we are now recording the 100,
Not wait, what? That's
100, 100
Hunted. How do you spell that?
Benjamin Franklin episode of the Watch for the Hook Business Entrepreneur Podcast. Hey, we finna give it up.
You have like the loud.
Clap. I'm gonna clap for
You
us.
have like the loudest claps ever.
Listen, first of all, I appreciate you. I love you.
Well, thank you.
100.
One
Listen,
hundred.
listen, y'all don't understand. These are now 100 Watch for the Hook Wednesdays through Fridays. And I say do Fridays, we used to be on Fridays. But for the last 100 weeks, we've given y'all an episode.
We have a different topic, a relevant topic, informative topic, like a peeled back peek into the crap we deal with, stuff we don't want to deal with, shit we hope you don't have to deal with.
Real life hooks,
Yeah, all that,
2 piece in the biscuit.
all that.
And we are going to keep bringing you relevant topics
That's all I got in me.
every Wednesday on Watch for the Hook Wednesdays. And we want to, first of all, we also want to say thank y'all for those who have tuned in, hung in, listened, given your
That's
feedback,
exactly what I was gonna say. Just, provided that feedback. That helps.
podcast reviews, all that great things.
Yeah,
We
interaction, shares, comments, likes,
want to say thank y'all.
thumbs up, thumbs down.
Everything is greatly appreciated.
Because a thumbs down is still an interaction.
Oh, most
It
definitely.
lets me know that maybe that topic wasn't the best. Maybe it was too real. Maybe I didn't, go in detail enough. Maybe there was more. Yeah.
100, 100. 99.9% of podcasts do not make it to this anniversary date.
Right, because I mean it's a lot of like variables to that and why it doesn't happen. Maybe the premise of the show was wasn't something that was sustainable. Sometimes people, jump on the bandwagon with topics and show ideas. Sometimes you just simply don't have enough content. Maybe you're not as involved in a topic as you were initially, which is what sparked or why there was a spark to even have that kind of subject or that basis of a show.
Yeah, and there's a true thing called podcast fade.
Oh yes. Oh, it's real.
Podcast fade is where it didn't live up to what you thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get discouraged.
Yep.
And then you either change your format, change what you're doing,
The premise, yeah.
or you just quit.
A lot of people just stop.
Yeah. And we can be honest, we've had podcast fade, but we had a greater purpose.
Right. I mean, you have to be able to strap up for that roller coaster ride.
Hey, we on that Arkansas twister.
It can be a roller coaster ride, just because we think it's relevant or important doesn't always mean that the audience will feel that way. Maybe the audience isn't checking for what you're talking about. Maybe they just don't have the same thoughts, processes, or ideas. Maybe their perception is different. Maybe they just don't involve themselves in the type of stuff that you do. So it's not relevant to them.
Yeah. We're a niche in this NICHE.
Yeah.
Niche means you're really subjective, really drawn in, really small minded or small
No, no, no,
area.
no, no, no. It's like super drilled down.
Okay, yeah. You explain
Not
it right here.
small minded. That's totally not what you
Yeah,
want to say. It's super drilled
you
down.
explain it better than me.
Yeah.
That's fine. We deep in this thing. So that's what niche means, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah,
deep.
yeah, yeah.
So we just like gems
It's
in the
like
earth.
custom. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's
like
like
gems in the
custom.
earth. You ain't gonna find no gem in the earth on top of the soil.
Nah, nah, nah.
Gotta
You gotta
dig
dig a
down
little
to get
bit.
to it. And so now we just want to say we thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. And for the 100 episode, we are going into legacy that we leave will be greater than me.
Or the legacy that I leave will be greater than me.
Well, I said we because it's two of us.
Then you should have said the legacy that we leave will be greater than us.
See, that's why I married you. But on that campaign, the
Yeah,
real campaign is the legacy I leave will be greater than me. And
absolutely.
if you can see us on our shirts, me and Miss Park rocking the latest. It's coming out later on in the fall. The legacy I leave will be greater than me line
That's right.
from Watch for the Hook. And you always come by www. I watch for the number four the hook.com. Check out our latest apparel. Right now, the Dreamers Tee is out right now. And the Dreamers Tee is dealing with the premise of thought I was gonna kill him with this one, but damn, they still alive. That's for those folks who shoot for the moon, and if they miss, they still amongst the stars.
Yeah.
We very happy about that product. It's a front and a back design. So,
It's a real breezy color too.
yeah, it's a teal ice,
Yeah,
man.
it is a super like summer, beachy kind of it's a different color for us.
Male, female, man, woman,
Yeah,
child.
yeah,
Gonna be real
yeah.
nice in there.
It is a really soft tea. Like it's nice. It's just it has spring summer color pop in it. Um it just really makes you want to like drive down the main street in your convertible with the top down, you know.
Wind blowing your hair.
The wind's blowing in my hair. So is that kind of like is that kind of look?
It's that kind of vibe.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool.
So we're gonna go and jump into this 100. And I gotta keep reiterating the 100,
Unfortunately.
100th episode of the Watch for Hook Business and Entrepreneur Podcast. We're gonna be talking about the legacy that I leave will be greater than me.
Yeah,
And so for
that's it.
Miss Parker and us, this is a very deep topic. So I think for us, as being entrepreneurs, we always talk about you gotta be crazy to go off in this lane.
Yeah. I won't say you have to be crazy. What I will say is you gotta be like super comfortable and okay with taking risk. You have to.
Scared money don't make no money.
Yeah, if you don't take the risk, chances are you're not really gonna get to see whatever happens, what plays out. You gotta be you can't be afraid to shoot.
Or just say you'll miss 1,000 shots, 1,000% of the shots you never shoot.
That's right.
And so for people that started business, they took their shot.
They did.
And a lot of people gotta understand is most of the people that had successful businesses, it wasn't the first.
Right. And you know what? Crazily, that's something we didn't find out until we were in business. That as we, talked to people, worked on things, networked, people were like, oh, yeah, this is my second, or this is my third or fourth iteration. And I'm like, oh, this isn't your first that flourished? No, this is my second that safely floated, it's stuff like that. And I'm like, dang, I just assumed.
It's the one that survived the rough time.
Yeah, yeah, you just assume that it's the one they started out with. We've been fortunate enough to have the one we started out with to still be around, to have a second one in the making. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. And like I say, for those who don't know about Watch for the Hook was established in 2019 after I survived kidney cancer. And honestly, it's really built on the premise of what Miss Parker told me while I was recovering. She said, you've had this saying, you've had this knowledge, you've had this thing in you. It's either time to piss or get off the plate.
Verbatim.
And that's what she told me.
Verbatim.
And now that was 2019, September 2019. We started digging into it. We launched in April of 2020
Yeah.
after the world got hit by the pandemic that's known as COVID-19. We survived that pandemic. We survived inflation. We survived a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah, that's right.
And now we're still here.
We are
And that's just a
growing.
testament. Oh, yes. That's a testament to perseverance.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just throw the word perseverance around. But the people that persevered are the people who build legacies.
That's the point.
Legacies aren't built overnight.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You got to have a solid foundation, tough work ethic, some really thick skin.
Oh man.
You got to be able to take a scratch in a cut
You gotta be able to get
gouge.
bodied. You gotta get compensated.
Listen, this stuff ain't for the weak at heart or at mind because you will get your feelings hurt on a daily
And
basis,
you won't get back up.
sometimes then on an hourly
Hey,
basis.
depends on what day it is and what was planned.
It'll be some people coming to you and say, "What the fuck you do that for?"
Yeah,
And you're like, "What you mean?"
I ain't even asked you. If
I
I'd
ain't even
asked you,
listen.
you wouldn't have gave me that opinion.
Yeah. And that's just on one business. Miss
Yeah.
Parker has already iterated. We're in multiple businesses.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I think one of the reasons we are in endeavors for multiple businesses is because there were legacies laid before us.
Yes.
And so when we talk about those things, when we came up with, first of all, we came up with the concept, legacy I leave will be greater than me, which is also trademark. You know, I'm stealing my shit. I
You
will,
know we gonna do
I will hit you with a cease and desist real quick.
that.
Fuck around and find out. So I already trademark approved, got serial number, everything. Go find somebody else to play with.
Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play
Go
with
find somebody else to play with. And we went this route because we both have legacies
it. Yeah.
that we're building on from others.
Yeah.
And we talk about that, like it's ingrained in us. Miss Parker has talked about this before. She has family members on her side of the family who were entrepreneurs and business owners.
Absolutely.
And then we come around, and I've also had the same type of background.
Yeah.
And now we've been married by the time this episode come out, 13 years. Happy anniversary to you,
Oh,
Miss
thank you.
Parker. You're lucky to have it.
You know what? Well,
I'm,
you the prize.
I'm the
You the catch.
I'm the
You the
catch.
catch.
I'm the catch. Nah, let me quit bullshit.
If you didn't think you was a catch, then I wouldn't want you.
Exactly. Because I always tell my partner, if ain't nobody still trying to steal what you got, it means you ain't got shit. And I know her sex ass is always somebody looking at her funny. And I be telling her, it's all right. They don't make enough money for you. And she be like, show down.
Whatever.
Hey, we all goal oriented
That's
in
right.
life.
That's right.
And so now as we come upon this 100 episodes, 100, and as we are now when I say knee deep into our third business venture,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, child.
when I
Knee. It
say
might be. It
elbow,
might be hip deep.
we are now
Yeah.
knee elbow deep into the real estate game.
That's right.
And shout out to 822 Legacy down there, Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
Uh-huh.
Rihanna and Reggie and them and their whole staff.
Which they end them.
And them. Because it's listen, man. We gon' y'all will see them later on.
Yeah.
As we keep churning through 2024. But right now we keeping it above.
That's right.
We are going into the bag.
I feel like we're in our legacy era. You know what I'm saying?
Now, what I tell you the other day? I said, Miss
You know
Park,
what? I might have to get that design.
2024 through 2026,
Yeah.
it's gonna be different.
Let me tell you something. I'm feeling it because I'm seeing a lot of, okay, we're swim parents, right? We're basketball parents.
Hmm.
Um, got one that's looking to become a physician, right?
Hmm.
And I'm seeing a lot of in my physician era, in my basketball mom era, in my swim mom era. Motherfucker, I think I'm in my legacy era.
You establishing your
Yeah,
legacy.
yeah. Establishing my legacy era.
You are cementing your foundation.
Yeah, I like that. I might have to get that made for me because I
You
love to get me a one-off.
you done laid the brickwork.
Yep. Think I might be getting it by next weekend.
You've done the heavy lifting.
Yep, in my legacy era.
But also the main thing is the reason me and you are fixing legacies was because what happened?
The word I'd like to use, it's taboo, it's risque, it's quite judgmental, it's heavily opinion based. But the word I want to use is squandered. Is
Yeah,
that okay? Is that fair?
You being nice.
Okay then.
I would just say, okay,
Squandered.
but I'm gonna use it in the terms for the new kids, that generation, what generation it is now.
No, no, I can't keep up.
Generation 12, 14, 27. I don't know who they. Oh, we in the generation of fixing the folks that fumbled the bag.
Okay, the bag fumbling.
We
Okay.
fixing the folks that fumbled the bag.
Yeah, that's what I like a legacy squandered on my end, squandered on your end, squandered.
Yeah. And for the young folks, squander means they fumbled the
They
bag.
did. They
They
screwed it up,
they
fumbled it,
they
let
had
it
some
go, lost it,
good things going, and they just didn't secure the bag.
didn't see it through,
Yeah, so they fumbled the bag and didn't secure the bag
didn't see
for
it
the
through.
youngsters that's
Yeah,
out there listening. Mm. That's real talk.
but legacy means a lot, you know? It means a lot of different things. It could mean, for some people, it could mean validation as far as them getting a doctoral degree, anything like that. It could mean them being the first time college grad, you know,
You, you
first generation.
I was thinking in my head, we're now still in certain eras,
Yeah.
especially for African
Yes.
Americans.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Some of these people are the first to graduate high school in their family.
Yes. First, grad
2024.
generation, yeah. It means a lot, but fortunately for us, it means um branching off into our two businesses as far as with brands because Legacy Greater Than Me will be here soon. We'll be here soon. What you
Yeah.
say earlier, it's already stamped. It's coming.
Fall of 2024.
It's coming. But it means so much.
Time for the football season.
That's right. And for us, it doesn't just mean those two, like establishing brands, legitimizing your work, being able to create, recreate, and just do all sorts of new things, pass along, in the next 5, 10, 15, however many years, because we own this shit, right?
Outright.
It doesn't mean just that for us. For us, it also means going back and in some cases, uh, touching the legacies we feel were squandered or was fumbled. And in one particular instance, on your side, especially, that is a project. You know what I'm saying? That we were just talking about with who? 822 Legacy.
Major project.
Yeah, major project.
Yeah, we're right now with 822 Legacy out of Palm Bluff, Arkansas. We're right now in the process of renovating a 12-unit apartment complex. And, just quick little history. My grandparents established or founded College Manor apartment complex in 1967.
That's right.
So we're well into damn near what, 60 years?
Yeah.
This will be the first major renovation,
Overhaul. Massive overhaul.
massive overhaul for
Yeah.
that apartment complex. And
It's a massive overhaul first time for that particular property, that location. But it's a huge step for us with us being in our legacy era,
yeah,
right?
because also one of the main things about it is that I'm a two-time graduate of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. Shout out
Thank
to
you.
dear mother. This apartment complex is located right across University
Throw a
Drive.
stone and you're there.
Yeah, from the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. You could stand in the driveway, which is a private lane. And that also entails a whole nother thing,
Yeah.
business owners
Yeah.
and property owners. So you can stand in the private lane of College Manor, which has its own lane. It's called College Manor Lane. You could throw a rock across the highway, which is technically US 65/University Drive. And you can hit the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff Fine Arts Building.
That's what I was gonna say, like the Stars building.
Yeah.
And it's the main entryway sign. So
Yeah.
like legitimately when you say right across the street, that's probably an understatement.
It is probably the closest off-campus housing development,
Multi-unit, yeah.
multi-unit development in the city,
Yeah.
right next to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we want people to understand we're not going into great detail of how this even came about because that is a whole
Child, that's a mini series.
Just damn, you just
Miniseries.
that's about 6 episodes by
And that's
itself.
just your piece. That ain't even the legacies on my end that was squandered. Cause child, I could tell you some stories.
Yeah, so damn, just give me an idea, Miss Parker. Some of it got like a 12-part miniseries.
Maybe 8.
Yeah, like, so, just the aspect on when we talk about those legacies, we just talking about these two, which are now the two that develop it. We're still not even talking about the simple fact that her grandfather
Right.
was a graphic designer.
Yes.
We make apparel.
Yeah.
Y'all catch the correlation? She had a grandfather who was printing apparel
Yeah.
60, 70 years ago.
Yeah, he was creating custom work. And I used to be up there with him in his store. That was in the 90s, at the very least, by the time he kind of rolled out of everything. That was the 90s.
And he
That
was
was,
doing it well before the 90s too.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He was a really wonderful photographer.
So Papa George was taking images
Yeah.
and putting them on apparel.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So a lot of people don't understand that's two different businesses that
It
you can
is.
combine into one. Photography is just one business by itself.
Right.
But then you take photographs or images and then put them on garments. That's a whole nother business
It
in its
is.
own.
That was one grandpa. The other grandpa was into kind of like agri
Yeah.
and basically land ownership.
Yeah. So your grandpa Chalmers, my grandpa Sellers,
Yeah.
grind business,
Yeah.
agricultural, dealing with the earth.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge farmer, owned
So
lots of
that's what we're
space.
saying.
Yeah,
The legacy that I leave would be great to me. We're talking about people who laid foundations for us.
absolutely.
Not saying they laid them for us.
They were laid, right?
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah, it's up to us to maximize.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about a legacy. Legacy isn't for you because the thing is, legacies are created because of the behind the scenes work.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people don't get the praise or get the admiration because they're like, I don't care,
Yeah.
or I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm moving in silence.
These women silence like lasagna. Shout out, VC. And so when you think about that, you're like, wow, how did that come about?
Yeah,
Somebody has to tell that story.
that's true.
And I think the
Absolutely true.
crazy thing is now that me and Miss Parker have almost become storytellers
Yeah.
because now those people have moved on past this mortal plane,
Yes.
but the legacies they left are influencing us daily.
Hmm.
And now we're taking the legacies that they left behind while establishing our own legacies and then forming the foundation our girls as the legacy we leave behind them for them to look and try to pick up and then broaden upon as they get on.
Yeah. So it's crazy because what my one grandpa on the left did, what my one grandpa on the right did, you know, they were very separate people. Now you have a grandchild of theirs that is doing what they both did combined, right?
Ain't that funny how things work?
So now, and then you have you that had your grandpa and your grandma that were your grandpa was doing the air guy stuff, right? And I don't say stuff to be disrespectful, but the stuff. It was lots of good stuff.
Listen,
Okay.
listen. We already know who Sellers is.
You had him doing his stuff and your grandma doing her stuff.
She was the brains. Oh, my wife Tatiana said, I read the books.
I read
Mary,
them.
Mary B was a
She made sure
she was
everything
a
worked.
motherfucker. She
I
was a
love her
motherfucker.
though.
Like she never met my grandma. My
Never
grandma
met
died back
her.
in 1991, but
Yeah.
she knew.
Yeah.
She
I
said,
was like, oh,
listen,
I see who ran this show. You had
yeah,
one person that made sure it ran, the other person that was the mouthpiece. Period.
I'm the mouthpiece on
Yep.
this end. Tatiana run this
Just
book.
making sure it run.
Don't get it twisted. Miss Parker run this bitch.
But you have that combination on your end. So you're now doing, essentially combined. We're together doing what both of my grandpas did, coupled with what your grandmother and grandpa did. That's like four grandparents that we have morphed into two people.
Yeah. And even like not to even exclude my mother's
Mhm.
father, uh, the little Stigger was a motherfucker. He was that guy too. He was out
Mhm.
there in Stuttgart.
Yeah.
My grandpa, I'm gonna tell you like this, my grandpa was so gangster. He had 4 open face gold crowns in the
Yeah.
late 80s, early
Now
90s.
I met him. Shut up, Mike.
I ain't gonna tell that
Talk about the
story.
topic.
I ain't gonna
Talk about
I ain't
the
gonna tell
topic.
that story till about later. But hey, listen, when I tell you my grandpa Stigger was one of the coldest people. He was real quiet. When he smiled, he looked like he from Memphis, but he
It
wasn't
was
slugged
crazy.
out. He just had open face
Right. It
gold
was
crowns.
crazy.
And now that I understand how dental plan works, I don't know how he got them.
Like, wait, hold on. How you pay for them back then? It's crazy.
I ain't figured it out yet.
It's
The red cold grill.
yeah. Yeah,
But,
it's crazy.
but I digress. But what we're talking about, like I said, the legacies.
That's just from grandparents.
Yeah.
That's not even like parents. Like that's just how it goes back. But you can see where as foundations are laid, and as you start to pick up on things, hint, around things, sniff around things, you kind of start to see either what you can do to keep it going or what needs to be done to maximize it, to evolve it. And I think we've hit that point now where in a lot of instances, we were not able to keep it going, right?
No.
Because that's where the squander effect comes in it. But what we did do was take those blueprints that were laid out
Foundation.
in front of us and we took it and we maximized it to the best that we could. So we didn't level this shit up, okay?
That's real gangster what you just said.
Yeah,
What you said was what a lot of people don't understand is that when like my grandparents died, I was still a minor.
yeah.
So when Papa George died, you was still a minor. But
Ye-
when Cham was
I was grown.
you was gone.
Yeah, 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 I was
But
grown.
you weren't old enough to pick up. You didn't have the financial capability to
No,
pick up.
couldn't pick it up and run with it. I was
Exactly.
like still in undergrad.
Exactly. So like for me, the same way. Me and my wife acquired the apartment complex that we're talking about just 3 years ago.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't free.
No, it was not.
We paid cash.
Yeah, like yeah, make sure
Yeah.
you it wasn't free.
Yeah. It wasn't
Ain't
free.
nobody give us.
Yeah, anybody give a shit. We went through the business.
Yeah, it was business.
And so I think a lot of things that people miss is that legacies are a business.
They are. It is. Why do you think you have financial planners? They're the ones that document all of this stuff for you.
Miss Parker helped me close out 2 estates.
Mhm.
So for those folks who want to do legalese and Google, understand how to close out an estate.
Yeah.
That shit ain't free.
It ain't free. It ain't cheap. And it's not easy. And it damn show ain't quick.
And I think that's another thing that I think later on we're going to discuss about, not maybe right, not right now, but we're going to talk about later on in the process and coming on the episodes, wheels and what's those living wheels and
Yeah,
things like that.
living will a testament.
Because you got to understand, words matter.
They sure do. If you wrote it on a sticky note, on a napkin, if somebody catches wind that there's something that's been updated by you with your signature and date, that's what's going to trump what was done 20 years ago. If they find it in the seat cushion,
You marry somebody else,
that's
somebody getting cut out.
done.
You done been 47 years since last time you talked to somebody. Crazy thing is, my grandmother updated her will when she died in 91.
Yeah.
Her twin sister died early that year. And even that update,
Yeah.
how much hell that update cost? It took some time.
That update was a lot. It was massive. To basically strike out a name, insert a new name, or just workflow slash reroute.
Let's just say the thing workflow in.
Yeah, workflow slash reroute
uh,
something.
Yeah,
Mm. So
and
a
so
new name in, yeah.
yeah. Okay. And so when you think about that, we look at those things. Those are part of legacies, wills, testaments, um, whatever type of knowledge and financial things that you leave behind. Those things hold weight.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we talk about the legacy I leave be great to me, it also means fixing something from the past, taking care of what's in the present, but also taking care of what may come in the future.
Preparing it for the future.
Those are three key steps.
Yeah.
And as for African Americans, Black folks, listen, we still, a lot of people don't understand, we are just like, what, about 66 decades into being understanding how to deal with money.
Yeah, which that kind of equates to the time span we've been in corporate America.
Exactly. So we're only 6 decades in. Other folks have had about a 300, 400 year head start when it comes to this shit.
What is it? 35 decades, 36 decades. They 36 decades in. We are 6 decades in. They got 30 decades ahead of us, okay?
And so what we talk about is we also got to understand we have a due diligence to take care of those who come after us. I know for a fact that my grandpa LS, grandma Queen Victoria, Mary B. Sellers, they left some in writing
Yeah,
to
they
hold the
did.
fort, man.
Absolutely.
And I think that I know on your side, most of them left something in writing
Yes.
that says
Yes.
this is how things need to proceed
Yes.
upon my departure from this
That's
mortal
right.
plane.
Yep. There's that old traditional reading of the will.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are not even fortunate enough to have that experience.
And that is what a legacy
Yeah, they're
establishes.
not. Yeah. It's just a lot of families that they don't have a reading of the will after the memorial service, after the burial. They don't. It does not exist. There was nothing to leave.
After the repast and the drinking.
Yeah,
We
and the
do.
partying in the street because now you done blocked the street off.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like for us, we've come to understand how much greater it is that there's an old adage, God ain't making no more land.
Nope.
But man, you can pass that land on to somebody,
You sure can.
that whole weight, and that holds an advantage. And then like we run even listen, in between our families, folks got land and sold it off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I just witnessed that a couple of years ago.
For a quick buck.
Yep.
When you was
Don't want to
like,
deal with it. I don't live there anymore. Okay, that's fine. Shit, lease it.
see,
Don't sell it, lease it. Guarantee you some money. Lease it.
see.
I'm sorry.
That's what legacy establishes.
Yeah.
A legacy ain't for you.
It's
That's
for
what
the
people got
people
to understand.
after you.
Exactly. It's for the people after you. You want to be that person that 3, 4 generations later, they said,
They still talking about you.
Grandma Tatiana and Grandpa Michael. Man, them.
Not the same.
Hold up. Don't call my government name. Now, don't do that. Don't do that. But we sitting up here talking about like, how can you leave something greater than you when you pass this mortal plane
Yeah,
in 50, 60, 70 years? Somebody bring you up. That's legacy.
it is. They
That's
still
legacy.
referencing you,
That's legacy.
and not just the fact that you had a bar fight.
Got your ass kicked.
She did this, he did that. No.
Like the crazy thing is my
Take
wife's
that to the bank.
the crazy thing is my wife's grandmother's still alive. Shout out to Big Mama. Big Mama.
I love her.
And
She's 88.
yeah, that my grandmama too. I inherited everything. So I got me another grandmama. And hell, my last grandparent died in 2006.
Yeah.
It's 2024. A long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah, that's 16, yeah.
But we still talking about
18, yeah.
people that are 3, 4 generations back.
Mhm.
Thinking your family was 5 generations alive right now?
Yeah, Big Mama. Yeah, yeah, it's 5 generations of us.
That's a great picture.
It is. We have
Regardless of
some
what it look
portraits
like.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
so
have some portraits like that.
those things are legacies.
Yep.
And so
I mean, I got one picture on my phone where it's 1, 2, 3. It's 4 generations in it. We're only missing 1 generation out of that picture. And that was just us at the house sitting around Big Mom. Like, y'all take this picture because she got her rouge on. Okay. Her
hey,
lips.
hey, Big Mama, stay sharp. Yeah, don't get it twisted.
Hey, she be in the hospital admitted. She's still putting on makeup. Like, girl, let them put that out of here.
Hey, Big Mama, like, don't you let them catch me looking
Yep.
flawed.
Yep.
You better tell them folks I'm still with it.
Yeah, that's her.
And hey, that's a legacy
Hmm.
amongst itself. You gotta keep it tight and keep it right, folks.
Yeah, that's right. That
Let's
is
not get it
right.
twisted.
That's right. That's all right.
But yeah, Miss Parker, I really appreciate you for this as we talk about the legacies we leave will be great in us. Because even though the term is the legacy I leave will be great in me and you is a us.
That's an us, which translates to a we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a dynamic
Yeah.
duo. I'm I'm your Batman, you my Batgirl.
Oh Lord.
I can't say Robin because you ain't a
Nah,
man.
I'm not.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
I'm not.
You Batman, you
Yeah.
my Batgirl. But yeah, so Miss Parker, I'm
Mm.
let you take us out because for the one minutes.
You know what?
1-0-0.
My exit outro is gonna be a little different this time. My hope is that individuals that hear this episode, they kind of understand the premise of legacy greater than me, meaning the legacy I leave will be greater than me. That um they understand, what like the concept is. It should be so simple. It's 9 words, literally 9. The legacy I leave will be greater than me. But they also like wrap their head around the fact that the term legacy is going to be specific to them and what it is that they are trying to do, trying to accomplish, trying to set up, trying to prepare, so that when they transition, what you say, go to the mortal plane, cross the mortal plane, or what did you ever say?
When they leave this mortal plane.
Leave the mortal plane or retire. It don't have to be upon demise. It could be, and I set this stuff up so good. Yeah, now I'm gonna leave it to you. I'm gonna leave it to y'all, and I'm about to go over here to Turks and Caicos. Okay?
'Cause we finna travel, we gonna drink
Yeah,
good, we gonna act the ass, and we gonna be grown.
that's right. That's right. So, legacy, leaving a legacy doesn't equate to demise. It doesn't have to be justified or quantified by a certain definition that you Google, a certain number that someone comes up with that could equate to, in a financial aspect. It's whatever you decide to lay a foundation on, about, and the path to which you hope others will follow, right?
Foundation and pay,
Yeah,
and a whole lot of hope.
yeah. It's
And
up to you.
another thing, a whole lot of education.
Yep, yep.
Cause we gotta educate y'all on this shit ain't easy.
It ain't easy.
I want y'all to get this shit misconstrued.
It doesn't happen overnight.
No get rich quick
It probably
schemes.
won't happen in a generation.
No. But you can be the person that started that train
Jump started,
that runs for a lifetime, and then a lifetime, then a lifetime.
but you have to leave it in a state of operation, not a state of disrepair.
which means it still gotta be running.
It's got to be running. You have to leave something. You got to leave the breadcrumbs for people to follow.
Hey, we'll catch y'all next time.